Now Meredith Willson and his orchestra with one of the leading dance hits of the hour, What Goes On Here in My Heart. Nice going, Meredith. That's a fine tune. But you know the number Miss Korjus did a little while ago? That's for me. That's the kind of stuff I like. That one day when we were young, one morning in May. Kind of reminds me of something. I guess all songs remind people of different things. Say, remember one night in June, two alone, dark eyes?
Dark eyes? I had them for 2 weeks. She told me her husband was out of town.
Frank, I'm talking about the song Dark Eyes. You know, it goes like, Hacha-chonya, hacha-strasnya, hacha-chonya.
Why, Bob, you have a voice like a bird.
Thank you.
Crow. My boy, why don't you leave the singing to real singers?
Frank Morgan, I suppose.
Well, may I compliment you on your excellent choice. It's not so much the quality of my voice, Bob, but the beautiful expression I use in my singing. The schmaltz. I put so much feeling in my songs. Well, you should hear me sing Love Thy Neighbor. You'd swear Hetty Lamar lived next door.
All right, genius, you sing Love Thy Neighbor, but give me that one day when we were young, one day in May. Isn't it terrific?
Yes, it's sensational in a hokey-pokey sort of a way.
Hokey-pokey? It only happens to be one of Johann Strauss's finest compositions.
Well, that's only one man's opinion.
One man's opinion. What do you know about music, anyway?
Look here, my unethical young Icky. Do you realize you are addressing F. Schubert Morgan?
So what?
No doubt you've heard of the Unfinished Symphony. Well, I finished it.
Oh, is that an old joke?
Yes, well, what was good enough for Schubert is good enough for me. Say, that reminds me, I have to get some tickets for the symphony concert tonight at the Hollywood Bowl. I'm campaigning for votes among the higher type of musicians. Peasants.
What are they playing at the Bowl, Frank?
Oregon State, and I hope we beat them. Oh, you mean the music? Yes, it's going to be the Schubert Concerto No. 7, Opus No. 2, Movement 3, Molto, Appassionato, Agitato, con brio moderato, tacit.
What does that mean?
Swing it, Gate.
Frank, I think that underneath it all, you're just a jitterbug.
Bob, you know there's a lot of hullabaloo about that jitterbug stuff, but it's nothing new. Why, in our family, we've been bugs for years.
You're telling me.
Seriously, Bob, swing music is nothing but the old-style ragtime with the instruments out of tune. Why, back in the old days of vaudeville, we used to play the same stuff. We were playing the low circuit, and I had a little jam combination known as Morgan's Angostura Bitterbugs. Three pieces, piano, kettle drums, and riveting machine. Believe me, we were killer dillers when we got in the groove and started to collar the jive.
You mean you were solid Senders hep cats?
Yay, man. Shoot the sarsaparilla to me, John boy. Of course, we didn't do those silly songs like Flatfoot Flugie with a mulberry bush. We did songs that had sensible words. songs with real sentiment, beautiful lyrics. Remember? Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa, sing, babe. Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa, swing, babe. Gather up the honey, do the Michigan glide. Side to the side, dance of the bride. Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa, go, babe. Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa, oh, babe. Gaze into my glimmers when you're ragging with me, and be my Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa rag baby. I'll be your hullabaloo kaloppa-doppa, and in the spring you'll be my flagada-doodle-a-hoppa-doppa, and I'll buy a ring, and someday when we get married, we'll have the cutest little wiggly-waggly-faggly-daggledy-dee. If you say that you will be my hullabaloo-kaloppa-doppa-dee. Eefa-doppa-dilfa-doppa, go, babe. Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa, oh, babe. Gaze into my glimmers when you're ragging with me, and be my Eefa-soppa-dilfa-doppa rag baby.
Eefa-soppa hullabaloo something. Fine lyrics. Pick it up from here, Ted Pearson.
Every wife listening in who would like to find out how to serve her husband a better cup of coffee will be interested in this letter from Mrs. Ivan Dearborn of 1626 38th Avenue, Oakland, California. Since becoming a listener of your Maxwell House program, we've also become avid users of your grand coffee. My husband was a crank on coffee, often refused to drink it until I started using Maxwell House. It truly is a man's coffee. Thank you for a fine product and a very splendid radio program. Mrs. Dearborn's husband was a crank about coffee. I imagine all men are more or less cranks on the same subject. Mrs. Dearborn found the simplest way to please her husband was to serve Maxwell House. Now, if your husband likes coffee that's richer in body, smoother, more mellow, with a wealth of cheery stimulation in every cup, may I urge you to try the new improved Maxwell House? You see, this already superb blend of the world's choice coffees has now been even further enriched, and then a new method of roasting called Radiant Roast brings out even more the rich, delicious flavor of these superb coffees. And of course, please remember the new Maxwell House comes in 2 correct grinds. Now, if you use the drip method of making coffee, the special drip grind Maxwell House will give you coffee uniformly rich and clear in every type of drip or glass coffee maker. Then, for perfect results by the percolator or boiled method, you will choose the regular grind Maxwell House. So tomorrow, ask your grocer for a pound of the new and improved Maxwell House coffee. I think you'll agree that now more than ever, this is the coffee that's good to the last drop.